mean, it's parental responsibility. Kids should be raised properly. Kids should know when to go to bed, what is right and wrong, what to read and what not to read. And I think parents have to step up to the plate to be parents. Well, it is accretion of anger. The actions may not be what we expect. They may not be proper, but it's understandably so because when you look at the pattern of how these kids or minorities are treated by the police, it leaves a lot of room for questions that couldn't they treat people differently? And when you always see where the police is right, it is bound to bring, anger and frustration. Yeah. My first advice is always be aware of your surroundings. And two, always know what is expected of you and exceed that. Acquire knowledge. Just get as much of it as possible because that's the key to life. And that's my advice.
Oh, man, this is a historic event, and, I'm all for the youth. They just need some love. But my thing is, some of these parents need to get with their kids and teach them some directions. Teach them some morals, teach them some values, teach them some principles. Even if they go astray, they'll come back to the root. You know what I mean? A lot of them kids don't have nothing to come back to because they're not taught nothing. You know what I mean? If you're not taught nothing, you don't know nothing. And that's what's wrong with them. It's all right to be angry. You got to learn how to channel that, though. When you start destroying property, tearing up your neighborhood,
we cannot forget.
That's doing no good. It was worse when I grew up.
I got you.
You know what I mean? I was born in South Carolina. I came to Baltimore when I was 10. My summer vacation every year till I was 20 was in South Carolina. And I outed on Saturdays, right? We went to town. My whole family had to sit in a 1-block radius. Only person could get food for my whole family. It was about 20 of us. Was my grandfather. We could look in stores. Oh, that's nice, but we couldn't buy nothing. We wanted to go to Myrtle Beach. That was non-existent for black. If you went within 5 miles of Myrtle Beach back then, you got hung. It was like that. They have so much more opportunities today. They have to take advantage of them. I know it's hard, but they got to learn how to channel that energy in a positive way. I think it's very positive. I think it's very positive. They just got to keep on doing this. Don't stop the rallying, but do it peacefully. You know what I mean?
Don't be going in the background of nobody's families. That's not fair to her. That was her personal life. And the media had no business going out of their way to find out anything about her. That's disrespectful. I think this is wonderful what we're doing today, right? And justice will be done. Will be done. I love what's going on. We don't have to go through all that burning and destroying property. Martin Luther King said we can get more by doing it peacefully. I see black and white and other races together standing as one. And I tell you what, if a war break out in America, I bet you black and white be standing together, totally together. So it's unfair to divide us. And we as the people, we stand together as one. We always have. You know what? That's a blessing all by itself because God is down here and he's protecting all of us. And isn't that amazing? I love the fact no life has been lost through all that we're going through. I thank God for it. No, but they have to do what they have to do too. It's their job to see what's going on to make sure everybody is safe. They're the good guys as far as I'm concerned. They protecting us. You know what I'm saying? So it's okay for them to be up there right now. Because right now we are on a curfew time and things. So it's okay. It's okay. We're doing this peacefully.
Well, the information that we got yesterday about the charges, I feel like that was just a muzzle for us to keep calm until, the actual trial goes on. I'm trying to be optimistic, but I'm also trying to be realistic about it. I don't see these cops getting convicted. No cop has ever gotten convicted for anything that they've done. So I think that the charges and everything in Marilyn Mosby coming out, I feel like that was just a muzzle for us to keep calm. I mean, for any of these, I guarantee you, if you look up any of these faces that are on my poster right now, I guarantee you no cop was convicted. They were charged, but they were not convicted. I plan to keep marching. I plan to keep protesting. I plan to keep being able to get my voice out there along with other people from here. Well, I feel like Freddie Gray was just an example of how our black African-American men are treated by cops on a daily basis. He was tortured. It's clear that he was tortured. He wasn't just roughly arrested. It wasn't a rough drive. He was tortured. He had to have been tortured.
I see a group of mixed people of every race coming together for a common cause, a good common cause, to try to rally together to get change in Baltimore. So it always mattered to me. It has always mattered to me because I'm an African American woman and I have African American children and parents and sisters and brothers and family. So it's always mattered to me, but I can't say that it matters to those who are outside of our community. Well, solutions to the police brutality, I think that they need to reform. They definitely need to hold the officers accountable for the things that they've done. All officers, not just these 6. I mean, because there are a lot of officers that need to be weeded out of the Baltimore Police Department. And they need to make some changes so that the community can trust again. Part of the problem is that we don't trust police officers because they've done things like the police brutality, so it makes it hard for us to trust them. And obviously, they have a lack of respect for us. So I think they do. They think they're above the law. And it's time for a change. And we also need for our state and local government and that FOP to be involved in that change because they're part of the problem as well.
So, I think that people are always saying that they want help, they want to work. I grew up in the hood. Some of my friends I grew up with are still there. They don't want to put in the work to get out of their situation. And I'm just so tired of hearing people say they want this, they want that, but they're not putting forth the effort to do it. Everything cannot be handed to you. I worked my ass off to get to where I am. Put in work, period. That's all I got to say.
And along those lines, we need more opportunities for the work.
And create opportunities.
We need opportunities.
You create them. This bull crap. Create them. Create them. Create them. I put in the work. I had to crawl before I walked, and I would not stop. Period. It's an internal thing. You have to have ambition. You have to have willpower. Don't stay stuck, and then you want to blame everybody else because you're stuck. No, I don't accept that because I grew up on Emerson and Monroe. I grew up in the inner city. So I don't accept those excuses. I'm sorry.
I feel like we all out here for a lot of different reasons. You'll see a lot of different signs up here. And like jobs, people need justice for Freddie Gray and so forth and so on. What we don't realize is that everybody's like, what's the answer? What's the solution? We have so many problems. There is not one solution for all of these problems. We have to break these problems down and we have to deal with them individually and find a solution for them individually. We can't group them all together and think that we can have one solution. And we need a day, a month, maybe a year to get out all of the issues that we have. If we never get them out, how can you fix it? You can't fix something that you do not know is broken. We have to get our voice out. We have to be heard and we have to change. That's all I have to say. Say what you feel.
I feel like what the protesters or what happened in the riots, that was wrong, but at the same time the police officers were wrong too. Don't line up in front of a school where transportation is not given home and then just stand there as if they're not going to have any type of confrontation. So I feel like they're both wrong in the situation.
But it did, at the same time, it did get the attention that was needed. So
sometimes God can turn a bad situation around for good and make it for good. Yep.
If I was Freddie Gray's mother, I would be on it at this point. I know she's hurting that she lost her son, but his death wasn't in vain. I would be on it that my son's death is not in vain, that change will come attached to his name forever and ever and ever. Somehow that would soothe my pain, just a little. I think we went a little left field, but I think we're back on path to what teaching the children what unity and what the positive protesting is. I think without all the robbing, stealing, and killing, or harming others, could have been done differently. We could have got the same thing done, yet had we held hands and wrapped ourselves around the businesses and stopped any purchasing, would have hurt a lot more than to do it the way we did it, because in the end, we did hurt our own community. Well, I mean, that's the positive of this, that even though no one was killed, inside, we've been dying in the urban community by being deprived. There's a long-term death to this. The question is how do we get back as one without color being a dividance? One, you have to give back to the community. Put these recreation centers back. Give these kids something to live for. Give them creativity. There are so many kids and adults that needs to be regenerized. These parents need to be back into the communities involved with who they are, in spite of what your past held. You just got to come back together and teach whatever your gift is. And if it's nothing but love, that helps at least 10% of our children.